Hi, good morning, everybody. It's Robert here. This video is going to be about narcissists and go into a little background about it. I've worked really hard on myself and healing and building my mind into something that's consistently positive and overcoming the negativity. Um, the reality of life is people are both positive and negative, and we all go through negative experiences. Some people are fine being trapped by their negative experiences and don't do anything to change that. Some people are just very damaged and feel like they can't. And some people are focused on making their minds positive and things like that. So there's all different type of people. No disrespect to the reasons, um, but I think we live in a society where we do have a lot of narcissists. It's a very common word if you look on social media with people, especially with women and how they deal with narcissists. And you hear women accusing men of being narcissists. And but the whole thing I notice is nobody knows who's a narcissist and who's not. People think they know, but they have no idea. I mean, if you were to uh, identify who a narcissist is, it would make it easier to become aware of them. But this is my experience, and I come from a background where I realize that I'm an empath. But I think the other thing to note, like, human beings are not one way or another. You could be, there's the two uh, spectrums of empath and narcissist. But human beings can be both sometimes. I mean, there's been times when I've been I think I'm more of a stronger empath, but there's the way to be narcissistic too. And narcissist in Greek mythology was somebody that fell in love with their own um, reflection and then ended up falling in and drowning. But a narcissist essentially, you know, uh, they have an overinflated opinion of themselves. Um, and they need to trick you into thinking that they are that to deal with how they feel inside, which is not usually good, and they just do that as a thing. Um, so when you're looking for a narcissist, you know it, you know there is a thing such as being brainwashed. A lot of people, we are programmed and brainwashed by different people every day, and narcissists are definitely people that look to brainwash you to serve their own purposes. It's not anything about you gaining anything. It's about you getting tricked into that, and it's usually something to do for self-service. So, I mean, and you got to just be careful. They're very good at what they do, cunning and thing, and I think the um, biggest thing that you can take with being a narcissist um, is, or the biggest thing is that you can't live without them. Like they're an addiction, um, and they kind of program you into thinking that it's a very dangerous mentality, and we see it a lot in society too. This is essentially why there's so many cults on this planet. Cults are something you get tricked into joining, and you feel like you can never leave, and that's essentially uh, the heads of them are abusive narcissists who program you into believing you can't ever leave something, because it would be so damaging or hurtful for you, and people will try to prevent you from that. Because a narcissist is somebody that programs a lot of people to serve them, and doesn't matter about their needs. Narcissists will uh, kind of um, program you to not worry about your individuality and things like it. You being a whole person is not something that a narcissist would benefit from. So it's something, these are things that you have to be aware of, because if you're not, you're going to get suckered into a lot of stuff. I speak with a lot of experience from the past. I've broken free. Doesn't mean that, it's something you always, if you're aware of it, or if you're unaware, it can happen very quickly. So, there's more to it too. But I think it's important. Like we live in a time where there's a lot of people like that, and they're looking to prey upon people who are unsuspecting or weak-minded. And you have to be aware, and you have to stand up for yourself, and you have to be honest. Um, People, sadly, we live in a world where people are looking to control people, and that's some type of acceptable type experience. It isn't for me. I will not allow anybody to control me. I don't need a person to control me, and I absolutely don't want to control another human being. But people are different than that. People need that for some type of validation for, some, in my opinion, some very like pathetic reasons. So I mean, the other thing that you can you know is the other thing that you can. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble thinking, but you can pinpoint a narcissist, but they're the first person to be victimized with everything. There's such a victim mentality, so you can feel sorry for them, or they're the last person in the world that would ever do anything wrong. So there's kind of like a martyrdom with a lot of them, and there's no truth to that. We're human beings. We make mistakes. We lie. We hurt people's feelings and think we don't act perfectly all the time. So, if it's somebody who is constantly in victim mode due to anything else, they're most likely that way because the people that they're doing it won't allow them to control them. It's like for me, I don't allow people to control me. I don't need to. So, I hope this video is helpful, and I hope you get a wonderful day, and I hope this causes people to be more aware of narcissists. And just remember, you can live without them. You don't need them. The only reason why you would need them is because you're brainwashed into thinking you do, but you don't. That's the biggest truth. Later.